though we have a developing story currently that we want to go there live. The government spokesman, Eric Kirai, there is about to address members of the press on the talks on the IEBC, most probably. And he is joined by Treasury Cabinet Secretary Rotich as well. So they're about to make an announcement, of course, about the IEBC commissioners on whether they've reached a deal of their send-off package of the commissioners who are expected to be in office until the 4th of October, less than a week from now. Let's cross over there live and listen in.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, earlier today, the government and the EIBC negotiations teams finalized discussions and agreed on the terms for a dignified vacation from office for the current EIBC commissioners, in line with the recommendations of the Joint Parliamentary Select Committee on matters relating to the EIBC. At the heart of the consultations was the need for the country to have seamless transition at the EIBC, as well as the necessity for the country to have the 8th August 2017 general election proceed as scheduled. The negotiations have been guided by the need to strike a balance between public interest, legal and constitutional demands, the contract of appointment to the office of each commissioner, and the guidance of the Salaries and Remuneration Commission. The process was not geared towards any party emerging as the winner, but rather as an objective endeavor towards securing a dignified vacation from office in line with the unanimous resolution of the Parliament when it discussed this matter. Guided by the Joint Parliament Select Committee report, the Election Laws Amendment Act of 2016 and other relevant laws, as well as the President's judgment on what is legally constituted constitutional commission, EIBC commissioners will vacate office upon the swearing in of new commissioners in order to avoid a power vacuum in the commission and a consequent constitutional crisis. I wish to take this opportunity to thank the chairman of the EIBC for the understanding, that is Ahmed Issack Hassan, and his entire team for conducting the negotiations in good faith, the cordial engagement, and more importantly, for their significant contribution in helping the country navigate through this weighty issue, guided by a great sense of civic duty. I'm now pleased to invite the chairperson of EIBC to make a few remarks. Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Chief of Staff. This is my statement on behalf of myself and the commissioners of IEBC. The commissioners of the IEBC have held fruitful negotiations with the government negotiating team, and I wish to concur that we have consensus on our terms for a dignified vacation from office. As indicated by the Chief of Staff and Head of Public Service, the negotiations have been undertaken in good faith, and we are in agreement with the final position adopted today. The Commissioners and I wish to express our gratitude to the government, the Joint Parliamentary Select Committee, both Houses of Parliament, and the people of Kenya for the opportunity to serve the Republic over the last years and to enable us to facilitate the transition. We reiterate our position that the current commissioners are not and will not be a stumbling block in the preparation for the next general elections. The speedy outcome of these negotiations is evidence of that commitment. Again, we are grateful for the privilege to serve, and notwithstanding the extraneous circumstances that have necessitated our vacation from office, we acknowledge that the country's socio-political and economic stability is paramount over and above our individual rights and pursuits. The commissioners have given their commitment to leave office in accordance with the law and as agreed with the Joint Parliamentary Select Committee. We call upon all concerned to expedite the process of the recruitment of the new commissioners in order to forestall an extended period of notice and to further ensure that the public expectation and the parliamentary intent is fulfilled without any delay. I thank you.
Maybe we can take one or two questions. And let us know who you are, please, and where you're coming from.
What are these terms for the commissioners to leave office? What does the package entail?
Okay.
We'll take another question. Any other question?
I don't know whether I'm repeating and myself what you said, but I'll ask in case that you repeated myself, you will excuse me because you weren't here. We wanted to know if the chairman has said that yes, it's true, a consensus has been reached and the team will not be a stamping block. We want to know, on that basis, we know that the Act becomes operational on 4th of October. When do we expect the resignations from the commissioners, now that you've said consensus has been reached? And secondly, we would want the government to give us a breakdown in terms of these said agreements, and maybe now that there's a stamping block, where are we having some bottlenecks that have now been handled?
Okay.
Yes.
Under Secretary from 24 TV, I just want to know, will the current commissioners be in office until the new commissioners come into office, or will they leave immediately and maybe go back?
We'll take those questions first. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I invited Dr. Tuga, who was sharing the discussions so that he can give you a more better, correct position. So Dr. Tuga, if you can come here.
Let me start by saying that the discussions were fully and strictly guided by the law. We followed strictly the recommendations of the Joint Select Committee of Parliament and the resolutions from Parliament. In doing so, we made sure that all the laws were followed, including the Employment Act and any other relevant law. Taking that into account, we looked at 4 broad areas. The first one was the unexpired terms of the contract for the commissioners. We took that into account. That is consistent with the Employment Act, and so we are within the law. The second area was the gratuity. We factored in a gratuity of 31% for only the terms that the commissioners have served. That too is consistent with the law. The third area was any leave that has accumulated for which the commissioners have not been paid. And that was taken into account, and that is also consistent with the law. Finally, there was the ex gratia that we discussed. Again, if you look at the report of the Joint Committee, they indicated that we must negotiate a dignified vacation of office of the commissioners. So these are the 4 broad areas that we took into account in coming up with a package. Of course, there was a negotiation. We had our position. The IEBC had their position, and we converged. The amount that each commissioner will be getting, as I said, we've just agreed. These are going to be calculated over the weekend. And we hope that by Monday, each commissioner, obviously each commissioner has a contract, so each commissioner will be able to know how much they will be able to get on Monday, taking into account whether there are any existing liabilities, whether they have any interest outstanding that must be netted from what we have agreed. So, Chair, those are the broad...
Will that be made public, or first of all is after the commissioners confirm? And Mr. Chairman, now that there's a consensus, let me extend
Well, I indicated in my statement that we are going to resign in accordance with the law and the report of Parliament. And if you read the report of Parliament, the Joint Committee of Parliament, paragraph 119, it talks about the commissioners resigning and the new team coming in. So that's what we're going to do. There will be the question from K24. There will be that transition that we're going to work on. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe in terms of the actual payment, you know, salaries are supposed to be personal. We normally, even in your context where you're employed, it's not supposed to be made public. So we're not really going to putting into danger our, you know, men and women who have been working there. Yeah.
We are SRC publishers in terms of what gets, and those are within the law. So I don't think it's anything private, because SRC is publishers who gets what from the government. I'm sure we know.
They don't publish the letter, the contract.
But maybe you give us the total figure of what is being distributed. Yeah, that's one.
Yeah, I think, look, we don't want to give you a figure that is not correct. As I said, we've just reached agreement. We have a team that is going to be put together, work over the weekend, and hopefully finish by Monday morning. But I agree with the chief that these are obviously private agreements, and I think in the context that we are in, we should, as much as possible, not try to give specific amounts of what a commissioner is going to get.
One last question.
Excuse me, we have last question from him. Last question. Thank you very much. Last question. Thank you.
Jina langu naitwa Prince Gapate, nafanya na Radio Citizen, na ningependa kuuliza swali langu kwa Kiswahili, na pia ningeomba upande wa askari kwa katibu wa serikali kwa Kiswahili. Kulikuwa na sijui kama ni madai ambapo makamishna wa IEBC wanataka serikali wapatie ulinzi wa mwaka mmoja baada ya kuondoka ofisini. Tunaweza kudhibitisha ni kweli ama ilikuwa ni ukweli?
Asanteni. Hapa kuna ile kanuni ambayo inaangalia usalama wa VIPs au watu wametumikia nchi hii, makamishina, na pia inaangalia kibinafsi uko na mahitaji gani. Kwa hivyo hayo yataangaliwa na yatafuatwa. Jambo ambalo tungetaka kuhakikishia makamishina na Wakenya ni kwamba watapewa usalama wa serikali wa kutosha kulingana na mahitaji. Asante.